Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to another video. In this video, we'll be talking about joins. For our today's discussion, the dataset what we have is from e-learning website selling courses. Okay. So on the left-hand side table, what you can see, this is our transactional dataset. Okay, transactional table. On the right-hand side, we have our course master table. Okay. In the transaction table, we have 6 different columns. First is transaction ID. Transaction ID is unique to every single transaction. Then there is transaction date. Transaction date is the date on which the transaction was executed. Location code, the location from where the transaction was executed. Okay. Then there is course ID. What course was brought in this specific transaction, we would be able to understand from this course ID. Customer ID, which customer brought this course from this transaction ID, that would be understandable from this customer ID. And then there is amount, for what amount the customer bought that. Okay, from the customer table, master table, I guess it is pretty much self-explanatory. We have course ID, which is unique to every single courses. Then there is course names, and then there is course price. Okay, this is about our data set. Okay, before we start talking about joins, right, I'll like to quickly touch base upon why we require joins. Okay, if I show this data set directly to our like stakeholders, right, they would be puzzled, right? So for an example, what is course ID 1, which we sold for 199? And we are not good with remembering IDs, right? And like this company might have like 1,000 courses, right? And there might be course ID 675, course ID 111. So to understand a course based upon course ID for a human, right, that is very hard as compared to databases thrive on like IDs. So that's for some other video, but just for quickly to make you understand, IDs are better as compared to having the entire data set regarding courses within the same table. That causes redundancy. That's why we tend to have the master information, right, more detailed information on some other table, right? And to bring that data from some other table, right, we tend to join it. Okay, once we join this course data with this transaction data, this data gets richer, right, for the stakeholders to identify, right? Click course was sold for 199. This was our first transaction. So how simple it got from a single join, right? That's why we tend to use joins. And like within your data journey, right, join is one of the most important concept. You're working as a ClickSense developer, SQL developer, or any developer, or like even a data engineer, or like even a data scientist, right? Joins are very important, and this you can build upon these concepts, what I can say. Okay, so also, like before we start talking about joins, right, I would like to quickly touch base upon like the relationship between columns. Okay, so to do that, right, I'll quickly take a subset of this data set, copy, I'll paste it in a new sheet, and I'll copy this from here as well and copy it in a new sheet. Subset like would help me in making things easier for you guys, explaining things easily. Okay, I'll remove unwanted columns. Okay, quickly. I'll also delete course price from here for now, just so things are easier to understand. Okay, so yeah, so when you see course ID within the course table, right, these are unique, right? And when you see course ID within a transaction table, these are not unique. We have transaction ID as unique here, but the course IDs are not, because in a single in a different transaction, right, or like within our entire transaction table, a different person can buy different courses, right? And this can be multiple times. Like course 1 can be sold multiple times within our transactional journey, within our organizational journey, right? So that's why so this can be duplicate here, but this shouldn't never be duplicate here, because again, if we have a course ID 1 as click as well as something else, right, so this is not correct, because if that is the case, right, and you perform join between these two table, right, duplication occurs. And due to duplication, right, the data set, the numbers what you report, right, for an example, if you are reporting to your stakeholders, right, the sales what we have done till date, right, is 925, right? As you can see, 925 here. If you do this kind of join with this wrong ID, right, it will cause duplicacy, and the number what you might see is nearly like 1400, something like that, which is incorrect, right? Because till date you have sold only, you have done 5 transactions, right, and that's worth 925. But if there is a duplicacy in your records, right, that can go number high. Okay, so whenever you join, right, you need to make sure the relationship between the two columns on which we are joining, right, is one to many, okay, or one to one. You can never do many to many joins. Okay, so if like in this case, right, you have duplicates here, you have duplicates here, right, this is many to many joins. Now when I delete this record from here, this is unique record, so this is one to many join, right? And if there were unique record here as well, this is one to one join, and this is fine. One to one is fine, one to many is fine, many to many is not fine. Do remember that. Okay, so quickly to document it as well, right, what I'll do is I'll copy this, I'll paste here, and I'll write merge center one to many. Okay, I'll paste this here. Okay, now I'll paste this here as well. Many to many. Okay, now what happens is, like when we are doing join one to many, right, the end result what we'll get is, right, the course names we'll get click here, we'll get click here, we'll get click here, we'll get Tableau here, we'll get SQL here, right? But with many to many, right, what will happen is, if it was many to many, if there was one as well as test here, right, now what will happen is, any records for one, right, one would get duplicated, because now when you do this join, the join needs to show record for click as well as test, right? And now when you see the amount, right, I'll do quickly equal to sum of right. I hope things are clear to you. Right, now when we do many to many, we are showing that we have done sales of 1522, which is incorrect. Wish we did that, sales of 152, but we have 1522, but we are not done that, right? To report this to your stakeholders would be a mess. Okay, I hope things are clear till now. Okay, this is about one to many and many to many. Okay, now let's quickly go into joins. We have inner here, we have outer here. Okay, I'll quickly delete this here from here. Okay, and I'll add couple of records more. I'll take this 10 here, course ID 10. Delete, Control X, Control V, Control X, Control V. I'll have this as well, Control copy. Okay, now this is our new data set. Okay guys, now what happens is, like within inner join, right, whenever you do inner join on course ID with course ID within these two tables, right, what will happen is, click will only consider click or even the SQL, right, what we'll do is, it will only consider the records of course ID which are available in both the tables, right? Now when you see 1 2 3 10 and 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 are common, right? Hence only the records of 1 2 3 from both the tables would get joined. I hope I'm clear till here. Okay, now if you are doing an outer join, right, let me quickly copy it from here so we don't need, oh no, I missed the headers. For outer join, we need this record as well. And we will have a null here. Null in the case there would be no record here basically, and then we would have null here. We'll have 4 here, okay, and we'll have, oh sorry, Power BI. In case of outer join, right, what will happen is we'll have all the records. We will have all the records from left table as well as the right table, right? The transaction table as well as the course table. I hope we are clear till here. Okay, and in case of left join, right, what will happen is we will have all the values from our left hand side table. Okay, left hand side table. For now, as the transaction table is on the left hand side, I'm taking this as the left table, and we'll have all the records from this table, and we'll have only the records from right table which are associated to our left hand side table. So as you can see, only this, we don't have fourth record. And the last one we have is, let me write here, right join. Let me copy this one because this will make it easier for me to copy. Control V, delete. Okay, so as you can see, if you do an inner join, you get all the records which are common. In the outer join, you will get all the records from both the table. On the left join, you will get all the records from the left hand side table, but only the records which are associated from the right hand side would be seen on the left join. And in the right join, you will get all the records from the right hand side table, but which are from the left hand side table, we will have only the records which are associating with the right hand side table, right? We will have the extra record, that is the 4 from the right hand side table, but we will not have the extra record from the left hand side table when we are doing a right join. I hope things are clear with the name, right? For an example, if it is a right join, all the records from the right would be available. From the left hand side, we will be only taking the associated records, as well as from the in the left join, we will have all the records from the left hand side table, but we will only taking the associated records from the right hand side table. And outer and inner are fairly simpler. Inner would be only the records which are getting associated from both the table. The common records of course IDs would be brought in, and in the outer join, all the possible records would be joined and it would be shown. Okay, I hope we are clear till here. Let me quickly fire up my Qlik. Here we'll be looking into the syntax quickly. So about the syntax, right, so first of all, I have loaded the transaction table, I have loaded the course table. Okay, firstly, like to join right within Qlik, we can simply do a left join and the table name on top of the table, right? On top of the table, whatever you want to join on the second table. We don't need to do anything on the first table. On the later table, on the later table when you're loading, we have to add this script on the top of that. Okay, and then what type of join you're doing. If you're doing a left join, you can write a left join. If you do an inner join, you can write an inner join, and you can do outer join. And if you, one more quick quick tip, right? If you are not writing any type of join, right, and you are writing only the join what will by default Qlik performs is auto join. This is a very important interview question, and people tend to miss it. Okay, so yeah, when you don't have the type of join specified, it's an auto join in Qlik. Okay, and yeah, and now I hope you get an idea. And also one more concept, right? Now in SQL you might have seen you tend to provide the on statement as well, right, in within the select, so which helps the query understand what is the key based upon you need to perform the join, right? But in case of Qlik, right, what does Qlik does is Qlik try to identify what are the similar columns, basically based upon the name, right? What are the similar names, right, within these two columns, and based upon it performs a join, right? If you can see course ID and course ID, right now in this case it is performing the join based upon course ID and course ID. If you have added, right, the customer ID as well as in this table, right, it will also perform that join. So always make sure column names are not similar within two tables within Qlik, and if it is similar and it is not a joining column, right, please make sure you remove it or rename it, because otherwise in the background what is happening is like it is performing join on that, and the result what you are saying, it would be for sure incorrect. Okay, for this scenario, right, for this scenario what I'll do is I'll do an auto join. Okay, I'll simply do by default join, and you would see this will do an auto join. I'll have all the transactional record as well as the transactional records as well as the master records. Okay, now like I want to quickly show you that issue what I talked about. Like if we by mistakenly, right, if we add a wrong record into our master table, right, here you can see I'm adding one more record, one, using our inline table, and I'm doing that. And if you see right now, right, the amount what we are showing is this is correct amount, like we have done sales of 6,790, right? And now if I load this, right, with the wrong course ID in the master table, right, which is causing many to many join now, right, when you see the amount, it is 8,000, which is huge, right? So I hope this is clear. This is very important thing within joins, right? Syntactically join is very simple, right? To writing a join is very simple, and most of like what I've seen is people understand that, but they don't understand the working of it, where things go wrong. I hope this is clear now, right? You need to do join on one-to-many or one-to-one relationship, but you never do on many-to-many. Okay, now right, now things are very simpler. So if you see, right, if I do an inner join, final result I'll quickly show you. Now I'll now quickly like just to show you, we also had the record 8th, right, and 8th is not available in our sale list. Okay, so now when you come into the data set here, right, you won't be able to see 8th course number because it is not available in the transactional ID. That's why it is not showing up, as well as the extra transaction done on, right, 32 number, right, 32 number, which is course ID 10, right, which it is also not showing up. Otherwise you would have seen the null value showing up here as course name and the value. Also to confirm that, right, what I'll do is quickly I'll take you through selection. Okay, if we search for 32 won't be available, but if you see 33 is available. I hope it is clear. Okay, now quickly we'll do the left join. Now when I do the left join, right, the left table would be will have the 32 value. Okay, but we won't have the 8. So if we see the 8th record is missing here, and you might see now the null value has shown up, and this null value is transaction ID. Okay, $32. See, I hope things are getting clear. I have spent a good amount of time over showing you over the Excel, right? So that's why I'm just running through this part. Now in this case the 32 transaction ID would be deleted, but you would be able to see that extra, that Azure, right? Azure, we have not done any sale. Okay, so you are able to see this 0 here, okay, for Azure now, and Azure record is also showing. But now when you see that 32 ID, right, it's not available. Okay, so I hope you were able to get an idea about different types of join, how to do it. Doing join is syntactically, it's very simple. Let me repeat it again. You just within click, at least within click, you just need to add this one single line of statement above your second, whenever you're loading the second table, and you can do a simple join, right? The main thing is to understand the data behind it. Okay, to do and one to one or one to many join, not many to many join. I hope I was clear there. Okay, hope the video was helpful and like in that sense. And yeah, so for I hope the concept of joins was clear to you. Now I would like to share one of the most important questions asked within interviews, okay, by the interviewers, and this has been discussed by multiple times by my friends whenever they were asked about this question in their interview, and this was asked once to me as well as during my interview. So that's why I'm putting this out, so that it would be useful for you as well, right? Whenever you are interviewing, right, this would be good, right? And now after understanding the concept, right, I hope so you would be able to answer this. Okay, to answer them in the comment section below. Okay, now we have two different tables, table 1 and table 2. Table 1 has 2 columns, table 2 has 2 columns. Table 1 has A and B, and table 2 has A and C. Consider we are joining it, both the tables, on basis of A and A, both the A columns. What would be the end results, right? How much records the final table would have, right? Do comment them in the comment section below what the final record would be, or a final number of records would be for when we join these two columns. I would like to hear the thoughts, and I'll give the answer of this question in the comments after a week. Okay, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do hit on the like button. For more informative content like this, make sure you subscribe. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.